This is a very important coding pattern to pass your interview. It is sliding window. To be more specific, it's the fixed size. We have a basic exercise to practice with sliding window. We are given an integer array nums consisting of n elements and an integer k. Find a contiguous subarray whose length is equal to k that has the maximum average value and return this value. So we have two different approaches for this exercise, and I will tell you some differences between the sliding window approach and the brute force approach. Now let's move on to the brute force approach. It is the naive solution. We are required to find the maximum average value of those subarrays with the length of k. So in brute force, for every starting point, we sum up k elements again. We are wasting time recalculating the middle part over and over. I will give you an example. We have the first four elements. We have 1, 12, -5, and -6. And we sum them together, and after that, we gonna calculate them again. As you can see, this operation, we have calculated them in the previous step. And again, after one more iteration, we calculate them again. And we have a lot of redundant operations. It causes the time complexity is the big O of n multiple k. And that's the reason we should use the sliding window. So with the sliding window approach, we can reduce some redundant operations by using simple operations after each single loop. Remember this slogan, subtract the old, add the new. We have the input array here, and after the first iteration, we have calculated the sum of the first four elements. So now our mission is to slide window to the right, and after that, we must calculate the sum of those four elements. But you can see this is a redundant operation. So our solution is just subtract the old. We subtract the first element, and after that, we add the new. We add one more element to our window. So our window here, we have the four elements. We must sum up the four elements here. So this is my code. Since we need to calculate the maximum average value and return this value, because we have the word average. So that's the reason I use the data type double. First thing we need to do is calculate the first k elements sum. We calculate the first four elements sum. So this is the first iteration. And I initialize one more variable. It is the max sum, and it equals to the current sum. And now we need to slide our window. Our window contains four elements. The first four elements, and we initialize one more iteration, is I at the index k is here, and after that, we add the new, we add the nums at the index I. Index I here is now at the index 4, and we subtract the old, and we subtract the nums at the index I minus k. I minus k equals to 0, and now we must subtract this element. And after that, we have this subarray here, and we use the max sum. We use the max function, and we keep track of the maximum value of our subarray. And after all iterations, we calculate the max average, and then we return the max average. Since we use two distinctive for loops, and now we just use some simple operations instead of using redundant operations here. And that's the reason the time complexity here is big O of n. That is the end of the sliding window approach. If you have any questions or any different approaches, just leave a comment below. Thank you.